Hey yo, welcome to 412. I'm so glad you're on tonight. Put your name in the live chat so we can see who all is on. Tonight is going to be so awesome. I am Pastor Quentin. I'm the youth pastor here at 412. And 412 comes from what passage? Yes, 1 Timothy 4:12, which states, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." So this is who we are as a youth group. This is who we are as Christians. If you have doubts in your faith, I want you to know you belong here. It is okay. We are a family, but as a youth group, as Christians, this is who we are, setting an example for the people around us in everything that we do for Jesus Christ. Tonight is going to be so awesome. I'm so glad you are here. I don't know about you, but I've spent some extra time on social media during this quarantine thing. I keep seeing some Gen Z lingo that I don't fully understand, let's be honest. So if you don't get it, parents, leaders, students, I want you to check this video out really quick.
What up, you little chicken nuggets? It's me, Carl. So the other day I was minding my own business, walking behind the IHOP when I overheard these kiddos talking. And truthfully, I had no idea what they were saying. It sounded like they were just putting a bunch of random words together with the occasional yeet and bet thrown into the mix. So I figured it's about time for another translation video for all of us who aren't fluent in the Gen Z language. So joining us again is the guy who is more in tune with trends than my mama is with bad weather. She has a bad hip. It's a long story. My cousin Brock. What's good, fam?
What?
How are you?
Hold up.
What are you doing?
My homie is putting some sus dude on blast on the bird.
What?
Dead.
What? Wait, who's John Stamos? All right, Brock, you ready for this?
Bet.
Okay then. First one. I received a bonus this month.
Dude's got that bread.
The bank was robbed.
Bread factory got finessed.
Can you please mind your own business?
Hop off.
That is a stand-up fellow.
That's a real one.
These pancakes are delicious.
Them flapjacks slap.
Here. I'm not a fan of that music.
Oh, we love that.
Our team won.
R.I.P. GG.
Are you serious?
Dead dogs?
Dead dogs. Okay. That man was slapped.
That noob caught a fade.
Life is so fragile.
The game is whack.
The game being life? The game. I did not think that was funny.
Aha! Dude's got jokes.
I have to leave.
Got a blast.
Isn't that from Jimmy Neutron?
What's that?
Jimmy? Never mind. All right, last one. Person, place, thing, or object.
John.
John?
John.
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 John?
Yeet.
Did you just change?
Yeet is yeet. What just happened?
Brock?
Yeet is yeet. I'm gonna go look for Brock.
I love that so much. I aspire to be just like Cole Carl. He is my inspiration. The winner of tonight's game will win this Yeet shirt from Cole Carl. It is going to be so awesome. So let's hop into our game. We are playing Generation Slang War because that's the best name I got. So this is our senior pastor, Clay Mitchell. Look at him. He is so up with the times. Very hip. It was your birthday, what, last week?
I'm so old I don't even remember when it was.
How old do you turn, Clay?
Old enough?
Old as dirt. Love it.
45.
This is Caden over here. Caden, how old are you?
I'm 14.
14. Perfect. 14 going against
45.
45. I'm gonna ask Clay some Gen Z slang and see if he can get it right. And I'm gonna ask Caden some Gen X slang and see if he can get it right. The 11th question is for the people in the live chat. You guys will, I will put something up and you guys will have to guess it. Clay, you are up first.
Okay.
What does no cap mean?
We've talked about
We
this.
have talked about this. I think we just talked about it like a couple days ago.
No cap.
And I probably have like a time limit, don't I?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. No cap.
No cap. First thing that pops in your brain.
I'm gonna say like be truthful, like no lies.
Oh, nice, Clay.
Are you serious?
Yeah. All right, Caden.
Mhm.
Ooh, you can't let your dad win, okay?
Yeah, I'm trying.
I'm gonna ask this, Clay. Let me know if you even know this, okay?
Okay.
Gen X slang was hard for me to find. Drop a dime.
Whoa.
You know what that is, Clay?
I think so.
Okay. Drop a
I have
dime.
no earthly idea. Drop.
Ooh.
Drop a dime?
And if you get this incorrectly, you have to eat one of those nasty things. 5, 4.
This can't be it,
Three.
but like when you're going shopping and some clothes are like really inexpensive, and so they're like not that much, so you're just dropping a little bit of money for them.
Is he right, Clay?
Mm-mm.
What does it mean?
Well,
Let's see if you remember.
it's one of two things that I remember. One, it's either a drug reference or it's a sports reference.
Those are neither right. what I saw is to make a call or call me. You're dropping a dime.
Oh, drop a dime.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. That's all right.
That
Obviously.
never
Fair enough.
occurred to me.
So, Caden, that would be
Okay.
you need to eat some
So,
relish.
Sweet relish.
Sweet relish. Take a spoonful
spoonful.
of sweet relish. Do you know? Oh, wait, am I oh yes.
No, break your desk.
Ready, go. Man up.
Mmm, yummy.
Not that bad.
It's not awful.
Okay.
Not awful. Clay, this is for you.
Okay.
Finna.
Fidna.
Finna.
About to.
Finna.
Getting ready to. Fixing to. Like, preparing.
Is he right, Caden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
You're
like
right.
about to, or like
Yep.
just did.
You're
Fidna.
finna to.
Mhm.
Fidna beat
You
you.
have an advantage because we tell you.
Because I'm amazing, that's
No.
why.
Because you're so hip. Don't let the old man win. Right. What's your damage? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I have no earthly idea.
That is not right. All right, Clay. Do you know it? What's your
No
damage?
problem.
What's your problem? What's your damage? All right. Take a spoonful of lemon juice.
Aiden is also thankful that his dad is a former youth pastor.
Stop. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good.
No, you're really thirsty, Caden. You need to hydrate.
Don't spill it.
You filled it past the brim.
Ready?
Oh, I love it. All right, Clay.
Okay.
This one's for you. Clout.
Oh,
I know this one.
so I don't know if it still means it, but like, I don't know. Like, clout means you had like influence or like pull with someone. Like, I don't know if it still means that. Though.
Is he right?
You're on the right track. It's more like you have fame in this area. Like if I were to have
Oh,
like clout in
okay.
school.
I'll give it to you. It's being
I'm
famous or having
practicing.
influence.
Okay,
Yeah.
I close, but no cigar.
Yeah.
So I have to spoon.
Yeah, of Quentin's choice. I'm not.
All right. So,
Don't hold back
remember,
because he's
sauerkraut.
Pick on some Dijon.
oh, I was hoping
Just-
you wouldn't say that. Oh,
But you were so close. You just have to just do a little. You know.
Yeah, don't do a full spoonful. What is that?
Oh,
Is it runny?
oh, like the juice.
You can like dump it in your water, I guess.
I'm not dumping it in my water. Gross. Okay, here we go.
Oh no.
Oh, you can just.
Dijon's gonna be a little strong.
Oh, okay, here we go. Down the hatch. Oh, I can't do it.
Oh,
I can't get it down.
oh,
Oh.
Oh, oh.
Straight up.
That burp is gonna reek.
All right, Caden's turn. I believe in you. Okay. My dad calls me and my brother this, which we are not, but this is a Gen X slang. Okay. Yuppie.
Wait, what is it?
Yuppie.
It's kind of just like. Oh, I know like what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Describe it.
Is it kind of just like a stupid person? Or kind of just like someone who's like out of their minds a little bit, like a little insane? Am I?
No.
No,
What's the definition you have? I mean, I don't know that I'd be able to describe it, but
Am I too far off?
it's like a educated city boy.
yeah.
That's basically what it is.
I
yeah.
never would have guessed that.
No.
Yep. Yep. Mm.
Gen X is taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Caden. You've got to go to the kraut.
This stuff smells so foul.
I'm not gonna smell that. I'm not smelling. Here, I'm just gonna do like,
I don't know how long that's been sitting in the fridge.
Is it one of those like things that's been sitting in there for
Oh,
like
I
5
hate
years?
Maybe.
oh, I hate it. I really do hate this.
Oh yeah, big spoonful.
This smells so bad.
All right.
I can smell it through my shirt.
Oh, this is awesome.
Okay, I believe in you. You
Okay.
can eat this.
Yep. Mm.
Where'd you go, Kaden?
He had to leave.
Oh, it was so bad that he had to leave.
Oh.
This last question is for 1,000,000 points. So
Okay.
either one of you could win. And then after this question, it is for the people in the live chat.
All right.
All right, give me the tea. First one to say it.
Oh, man.
Tell the gossip.
Ooh!
Tell the gossip.
Basically, you just got 1,000,000 points, and Clay, he just came back and beat you. So for that, I think you need to do a combo of sorts.
You are evil.
Kraut and
Please, these two.
those two. Let's do it. Winner gets to pick the losers. Oh,
This is what
I'm very excited for this one.
You didn't tell me that was part of the deal if I got it wrong.
Well,
Oh.
things happen, you know.
I'm sorry for it. I don't.
And the lemon juice.
And yeah.
Oh.
Here, don't do that much. That,
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
I think we're gonna throw the sauerkraut out after this. Oh, am I losing lemon juice? Here we go.
or I did tell you that I found.
Yeah, I think you need more. You
I
need-
found a Ziploc
yeah.
bin of
Perfect.
like moldy tomatoes.
Okay, here we go.
All right,
Oh,
we'll see that face. Oh,
that is so bad.
I'll let you go. I'll let you go. If you-
Oh.
oh.
Okay, I gotta get it down.
That was delicious.
Oh my gosh, that's so terrible.
Oh,
What's good now? I have to stop you.
Man up and finish it.
you got it.
Oh,
You're gonna have some gnarly burps here in a little bit.
Oh,
Oh.
that's not.
Woo.
I feel like your wife, Clay, is not gonna kiss you this evening. So
No makeout time tonight.
no makeup. You love it.
Whoops.
Hey. All right. So, people in live chat, this one is for you. First one to get it, I will give you like 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna see if Clay or Caden can get it.
Okay.
All right. Respect the drip. What does that mean? Respect the drip. All right. Usually this saying has one more word. Do you know what that word is?
Yeah, I know what the word is. It's respect the drip, Karen.
Karen.
Oh.
So, all right. The 412 NAS students is going to type in who won. Caden, what does that mean?
So, okay, this has a little bit of backstory. So drip is like what they call like when like your outfit is like really nice. Like it's looking
Okay.
really good. They call it drip because the ice on your neck is melting from the hot bars you're spitting.
The ice on your neck
The
is
ice on your
melting.
neck is melting from the hot fire and like the hot bars that you're spitting. Okay. I know what it means. Oh, that smells so bad. I just got like a really big whiff of it. Are you breathing?
Well,
I am. Okay.
awesome. Thank you, Mitchell boys. This is our second week of Your Story. In this series, we're talking about how our story and the way that God works in our life isn't just our story, but your story, God's story. Let's be honest, sometimes we're not super confident in telling our story. It takes great courage. So I am so proud of Paige. Paige is going to come on and tell us some of her story of how God has worked in her life. So please help me welcome my friend Paige. Paige wanted to come on and talk about kind of her story, and what more so in this series we're talking about this story of what God has done in us is more so of a story of God. And so I'm just going to ask Paige a few questions, and we just want to honor what God has done in your life, Paige. So that first question, what was your life before Jesus? What was it like?
It was the end of my 8th grade year, and we're really bad about going to church in the summer because we camp a lot, but we try as much, and having the NAS live streams has been nice. But we hopped around churches. We tried like Augustana and Federated and a couple other churches, and none of them just really seemed like a good fit. So then on Easter of my freshman year, we got backtrack. Okay, so that kind of like took a toll on all of our faiths, like my mom, my dad, my sister, and I. And then my parents' marriage wasn't very healthy at this time because it had been a lot of stress and it just wasn't good. So in February of 2018, we learned some news that changed our lives. Our normal was basically flipped upside down and all just not good. And then on Mother's Day of last year, my dad moved out to an apartment in Fargo where he is still living today. And then during this process, my mom, sister, and I moved out of my childhood home into a rental house in town. So it's been really nice since that Easter of my 9th grade year. It's been really nice to be at the NAS because it's been really, there's always been support and people are always there for you, and it's just like a huge family, and it's been super nice, and it's really impacted all of our faiths, and our faiths are stronger than ever.
So in the midst of kind of those family troubles, why did you need Jesus? I think we all need Jesus, but like for you, why did you have to come to the realization that you needed Jesus?
So I have anxiety and depression. I have since like 6th grade, and it got worse when like all this like big changing events are happening. So it was good to know that God's love will always be there for me, and like no matter what this is and how crazy all this is, it's all part of God's plan, and he won't put you through it if he didn't think you could handle it. Like there's a reason, and there's lessons that are coming out of this messy situation.
God can use the gunk in our lives to cause us to grow, and yeah, and I love what you said, like God's love is, even in my story, that's what changed my life. Yeah, we need that. So how has God helped you grow since you met Jesus?
Well, after my 8th grade year, I was pretty shy before that, but it just got more shy because I was like, I didn't have my faith, and I wasn't really comfortable with who I was, and I was super shy, and I was dealing with all this stuff, and I didn't want others to know really because I thought they would treat me differently. I realized that's not true, but I was really shy, and now I'm not as shy. Like I was up there every Wednesday singing and leading worship, and I never would have thought I would have done that before. So that's Jesus and God have just kind of showed me that no matter how shy you think you are, just do it. It'll be fun. Like I've met some of my best friends through it all, so
I love that. I think in the midst of that, like we were talking about, like being shy, and I think even more than that, like just being closed off to people, like finding belonging and identity. Like that's what you were saying right there, like finding that belonging in Jesus and his people, and identity in Jesus and purpose. Like you found all those. Like that's so stinking cool, and I love it. Paige, you're awesome. But so like, I think a lot of times as Christians, we tend to think like, oh, I need Jesus in this moment. Okay, now I'm a follower of Jesus, and then my life is the same as it used to be. But we always need Jesus. We always need to be following Jesus, not just a fan of who he is, but a follower. So for you, Paige, why do you still need Jesus?
Okay. Well, some days are still very tough with the anxiety and depression and the uncertainty with my dad. And I still really don't have a relationship with my dad. Like before this all happened, he was my best friend. Like we did everything together because at his old job, he would be laid off during the winters. So I would spend a lot of time with him just doing stuff. Like he'd pick me up after school and we'd have time after school, just the two of us. And then my sister came along and we always called them daddy-daughter dates and like stuff like that. So we were super close with him. And my sister still is. I struggle more. But God is helping me learn to forgive him and just put it in the past and realize that, yeah, he made a mistake, but he's still your father no matter what. Mm-hmm. And he's still my dad. So I have to have contact with him and talk to him, even though it's still very painful and raw. But
yeah. Thank you for that. And I know part of that, like with your relationship with your dad, how has God helped you kind of forgive your dad in some of these situations? What does that look like?
Well, I've learned that the power of prayer is amazing, and that like my dad doesn't have a relationship with God, or a very little one, and that's why these things happen. And that's why it's like there are days when he does things or he'll say certain things, I'm like, I don't even recognize who you are right now. And so it's just kind of, God has taught me that it's the devil speaking inside of him, not my dad. And that he's so lost and he doesn't know, he's almost drowning. He doesn't know what to do.
So in the midst of that, how has God helped you forgive him in some of these ways? Is it like a one and done, or is it like a constant?
No, It's been constant. I don't know, just like certain Bible verses, like when I'm doing my devotions, I've done a couple on forgiveness, and so those have really helped. And there's been a couple, especially when we were at MEA, iPoint over that, there was one verse, I can't remember what it is, but there was one Bible verse that whole weekend that just stuck out to me so much. And so there's been a couple Bible verses that have just really helped, and just, yeah.
No, that's good. I think that being in God's word and being connected to God through prayer is that constant of being in God's presence definitely helps you forgive, just because like I've even felt like this before, but like forgiveness is not always just a feeling, it's a choice. So I'm so proud of you, Paige. You were awesome.
Paige talked about how Jesus is helping her grow, and in the fact that she is not as shy anymore. She can be bold and have courage and confidence in her story to come on and tell people about her struggles, the way that God has worked through her. And so I challenge all of you that are watching. We all need to be able to tell our story. We all need to be able to tell in the drop of a hat what it means for us to have hope. We all need to be able to tell people around us why our lives are different, why we have hope, why we are filled with belonging, why we are filled with love and peace. It's because of Jesus. So last week I talked to you about writing 3 people's names down.
and praying over them every day that God would open up their hearts and open up opportunities for you to tell them about your story and your faith. If you missed last week or you didn't write 3 names down, I want you to write 3 names down that you feel like God is leading you to tell your story to them. I want you to write that down, but also, what's that next step? How do you tell your story? And just like Paige, I want to put these 4 questions out for you. What was your life before Jesus? Tell people about what your life looked like before Jesus. Then 2, why did you need Jesus? As followers of Christ, we all come to a place where we realize we need Jesus. So telling them why you needed Jesus. How has God helped you grow since you met Jesus? God doesn't call you just to be friends with him and you stay the same, but God calls you and saves you from sin, but also saves you for something. God changes your life. How have you grown in God? That last question, why do you still need God? Why do you still need Jesus? Why do you still need him? Because as Christ followers, as Christians, we can sometimes fall into our comfort zone and forgetting that we still need Jesus every single day. And so telling people why you still need Jesus. So I challenge you to take all 4 of these questions and writing them out and answering them yourself. And once you write out those 4 questions and answering each one of those questions, that will help you to be able to tell people about your story. It is simple as that. Sometimes we complicate it too much in our brains. It's simple as those 4 questions. So I challenge you to write those out. I want us to respond to what God is speaking to us tonight. I want us to sing this song together. It's called Available by Elevation Worship. Let's just sing this out to God tonight.
Narrow is the road may seem, I'll follow where your spirit leads. Broken as my life may be, I will a sacrifice. Use me how you want to, God. Have your throne within my heart. I hear you call. I am available. I say, yes, Lord. I am available.
Thank you so much, Maddie, for leading us and helping us to respond to God. This is my prayer for you this week, that you just tell God, I am available. These are my 2 challenges for you this week, is to pray to God, just say, I am available, use me. And that second is to write out those questions. Write those out and answer them just to help you know how to tell your story. Because if the opportunity comes, you want to be able to tell people about your story and tell people about Jesus. Man, I miss all of you so much. Hit subscribe on our YouTube page. That way you can keep connected and see what else we're putting out there. If you just need some prayer, DM our social media, Instagram, Facebook, at 412NAS Students, or email me personally at quentin.gold@ffnas.org. I just want to be able to pray over you in this time. You guys are loved. I miss you so much. Have a blessed evening.